Morning guys, it's Sunday morning. I didn't do a video diary last night. It was a very difficult day indeed, to be honest. And at the finish, certainly I was in no state to do anything other than probably cry. Some runners will know, but you know, when you talk about running, you talk about hitting the wall and stuff, and yeah, I found where the wall was, definitely. In my mind, like kind of 40, I'd have been pleased with 40 miles, because that was always the sort of, when I say realistic, that was the target I was sort of looking for. And got to 38 and a half, and at 38 I was fine, and at 38 and a half I wasn't fine. So I managed to get myself to 39, and then that was it. There was nothing else happening. There's just so many hills, and even just the slightest hill, it wasn't happening. So anyway, 39, certainly happy with. It's like a marathon and a half. It's 26 plus 13, just for anybody who's not as good at maths as me. So yes, so anyway, so last night, it was just a bit tough, really. Not feeling too bad. I'm pleased that I don't seem to have any kind of injuries as such. When I've been doing some of my training, I've often had my right leg's the weak leg, and either knee or calf pain quite bad. And I was expecting to have developed a niggle, but there's nothing really. It's just sore muscles, which is kind of to be expected. So yeah, yesterday was a very tough day. There's no question. I've already said it's the terrain, very hilly, and it was always going to be. It was a half past 3 start to get out to Ardnamurchan for 6, hills and just everything. So fantastic day. I've been a bit stupid really, because we got alarms on for like sort of 4:45, and the plan was late yesterday, sort of alarm up, gone, but it's not happened. So it's after 6 already, I think. I'm not sure that I care really. It is 6:02. It means that it's probably going to be 7:30. It could even be 8 o'clock before I'm starting, but frankly after yesterday I just don't care. And because the end of today is likely to be easier, with an easier reach, then we can actually afford to have a later finish today, and it won't take us as long to get back. Because part of the problem with this thing is just the logistics. Like I said yesterday, we had to get up at 3:30 to start running at 6. So it just adds on so many hours. And then obviously where I finished, it still would have taken, by road it would have probably taken about an hour and a half to get back. But we decided to do the ferry, so we did the Corran ferry to get back here quickly, because I kind of demanded it. Oh dear, yeah. So sorry for not doing an honest video diary last night. It wasn't really because I was emotional and exhausted. It wasn't happening. I think if I'd have been a celebrity and doing all this as part of a show, and someone had told me it was part of my contract, I would have headbutted them, and I'd have got myself sacked, and then I'd do it all again on Amazon Prime a couple of years later. That is the ferry, excuse my head, and that's the jetty over at Corran, where I filmed a diary on the Friday night. So I just think it's important to put you in the picture, of course, because look at this place. This is heaven. There's a few people I know I've put a post about. I think one of my favourite posts was when a lot of people said I was mad. And I said, if I'm mad, then I don't ever want to leave the asylum, because, I mean, just look at it. It's just paradise. Can't really complain with a view like that, can you? So I can confirm that the water is very cold, but very pleasant. Any runners out there who's starting to really up your mileage, and by upping mileage I suppose was above a half marathon, I suppose. I really recommend cold water treatment. If you do a long run and you take an ice bath, cold plunge, whatever, ice baths are quite difficult to do at home because you need to have a stack of ice, and not many people do. There's no good putting like 9 ice cubes in, and I don't know however many it is in a tray, but certainly not enough to fill up a bath. So although you call it an ice bath, it's really just a cold plunge. And even just a bath filled with cold water from your tap is going to do the job. It's very painful. It's not painful, but it's very unpleasant. I find it unpleasant when the water reaches, Bill and Ted, then not pleasant. But your muscles just, well, thank you so much. So I think you've probably already seen I ran here, so it's 12 miles set off this morning, like I say, a little bit later than I would have liked. I've done 12 to here, and then I took a plunge in the water. The sun is beaming down, so it's perfect weather for it, because top half, the problem with a cold plunge is that your whole body sort of starts to get cold, whereas really you're just looking for your legs getting cold. So standing in the water means that, in sunshine, means that it's quite tolerable, very pleasant in fact. It just makes such a difference. It's incredible. So if you were just doing sort of one sort of more normal run, so you do one long run and then do a cold plunge, I mean I swear by it, the effects in the morning, you just don't have the soreness at all. Whereas what I'm having to do is I'm having to do it sort of repeatedly, and obviously that means my muscles aren't really getting the rest that they need after the plunge, because obviously I'm about to start running again. But it certainly helps. Sport team out there, I always banish them from the car when I'm doing my little video diaries, but to be fair, I think they're enjoying it because it's pretty nice out there. It's stunning. It's a little bit windy, which is making it tricky for running, but as you can see, glorious sunshine, really beautiful sunshine, and no midges. It's amazing. It's a miracle. Right, very quickly. That's the peninsula. That's where we started from. Run along there. Oh my word, that was hell on earth. But anyway, run along there. I think I got to about somewhere around about there was the end of day 1, which was a few miles short of Corran. What the hell? Anyway, so I've done this stretch today. And we are now at, I don't know if you can see this okay. Yeah, we're now at Ardgour or something like that. I can't roll my R's because I'm from Yorkshire. But so we're on this side. Our place that we're staying is on this side, which is at Corran. And we're currently on this side, and this is the short section across with the ferry. This section from effectively Corran up to Fort William was always the difficult bit. That was always the section that I was worried about, because the road is phenomenally busy. There are no pavements. It's mental. It's really dangerous stretch of roads. The change of plan is that instead of taking the ferry at Corran and giving me the shorter route, I'm staying on this side. So we're going to carry on running around. Well, I say I'm going to carry on running up this side. Now, for those who are quite clever, you can already see the problem with that. Had I been on this side, 8 miles, and I'm in Fort William. From here, taking the land route, it is 31 miles to Fort William. 31 plus the 12 I've just done to get here. Just give me a second. I think that's 43. 43 miles. I just can't see it. So I think Fort William's out of reach. But we'll just see how close we can get towards it. I won't get Heather in because she might get annoyed with me. Oh, just 2 seconds. So yeah, that's the side of the lock that I'm going to be running up next. I shouldn't get up there by the end of the day when that car gets out of the way. So yeah, so hopefully I'll be speaking to you from somewhere around there a little later on. Goodbye. Okay. Right, this is the end of day 2. It's 6:30. I've done 23, something like that, 23 or 24. So, okay, it's not quite a marathon. 23 or 24 miles. Now, I'm going to bore you all again, but if you remember, Ardnamurchan Road to the Corran Ferry. That was the original plan. Road up to Fort William. Dangerous road in green. So we decided to stay on this side. So I've just basically, since the lunchtime diary, I've basically been tracking up to here. And we're now currently here, which is opposite this place called Kopach, or something like that. As you can see, from that point on the green road, DA830 I think that is, that's 11 miles to there. And then we worked out it's something like, I don't know, another 4 I think to here. So basically from here, it's 15 miles of running to get to there. So that's not so far off the run I've done today. Right, don't know if you can tell. So Corran, a very narrow gap. That's the gap I've shown you several times with the ferry. Similar narrow gap. At this point, anyone that knows me well enough has probably worked out what's coming next. So I've basically got a choice. There's a small strip of water, or there's a 50-mile run to get me onto the other shore. So I'm going for a swim. And I just wanted to quickly say, there's a lot of adverts out at the minute about this respecting the water. Obviously a lot of deaths in water and stuff like that. It is certainly a dangerous place, dangerous environment. I just wanted to say I do respect the water. Been a swimmer for a number of years. I was a swimmer, that was our thing, that was our sport. Me and my sister. She was always better than me, to be fair. But I do respect the water. I've been keeping a very close eye on it. It's probably a fraction choppier than I would like, but I still think it's doable. It's not ridiculous distance. I'm going to actually show you what we're talking in real life. See if you can get a sense of it. No, that's alright, I'm still going. Ow. So basically, that narrow strip of water on the map is just across there. So it's doable. I don't know what it is, but it's doable. The only issue is, like now, the wind's dropped and it's absolutely fine. This is not a problem. This does not bother me. But every now and again we get a gust of wind, and that kind of bothers me. So what I'm hoping is the wind is intermittent. It might get choppy and a bit sort of, you know, hairy, but that's intermittent, and I can head across because it's been a lovely day, so it's fairly still. So that's what's happening. I don't want to take any longer because I just need to crack on with it. So Mum and Hev have a 15-mile drive, so I don't really want to wait here until they get over there. That's too long, so I'm going to set off. So chances are I'll be over there before they are, and so I don't want to get too cold. I should point out with this whole point is the cold water treatment for legs. The ideal way of finishing a day is running, so like I did the lunchtime one. Ideally I do want to do the same thing. There's no point me standing in the water for 15-20 minutes when I could be making my way across and save myself a 15-minute run. I appreciate not everybody will agree with it, but I don't care, never have done. So that's what's happening. And day 2, end of day 2, it's gone well so far. I'm pretty confident there will be a day 3. But if not, it's been a hell of a ride so far. So I'm looking at the wrong monitor. Anyway, so yeah, it's been good. And day 3 is going to be even better. Alright, bye bye. Cheers. Another view of a mess.
No, your hair looks like you've been anywhere.
Say again?
No, your hair doesn't look like you've been anywhere.
How long have you been there? I'm just got out really.
Oh,
Yeah, that'd be good. That's great, isn't it?
how long has it been since you swam in the sea?
I did it yesterday, did I?
What?
No, I know. I don't think I've ever actually swum across it.
No, you haven't. Not to cut out 15 miles.
That was awful.
I know, I can imagine.
Hello. Welcome to the end of day 2. I'm going to have to keep my voice down because it's very late. I just wanted to show you sort of where we are. So that's our room. That's where my mum and my daughter are asleep. This is the kitchen. It's a shared kitchen. See? Oh, probably shouldn't show you the code. Probably would be quite bad. There you go. Don't want to get in trouble for giving the code away. This is our little hostel type place. Sort of shared kitchen. Sorry for the hose piping. Yeah. And shared dining room. And I really would recommend if people are looking for a cheap and cheerful holiday in the Highlands, you could do a lot worse than come here. It's very good actually. It's, as I say, it's not sort of 4-star, but it's cheap. So this is the end of day 2. It's been quite funny. There's been a lot of people. I'm just going to sit down. Ooh. So yeah, so there's been a lot of people. I've noticed a few comments. Actually, before I do that, I just want to say I hope people understand why I'm not replying to things. I'm just a fraction busy, and the not being able to upload things has really got on my nerves. But hey ho, so I'm still recording all these as though you're listening, and then we'll just stick them all on the website at the end. So this is the end of day 2. And what I was going to say was about the comments is that a few people have commented about getting early night's sleep, especially after day 1. But it's really not happening. I mean, day 1, the start. Friday night we went to bed about after midnight, and we were up on this is so Friday night. Yeah, Friday night we went to bed at midnight. That's not very good. I'll lift it up. Friday went to bed at midnight and we were up at 3:30 on Saturday morning. That was painful. And then that night didn't finish for me till after midnight again. And then we were up at 5 this morning, which is Sunday. And it's now 12:30 midnight, Sunday night. Not well, similar time, probably up about 5:30. Because of the nature of how I'm tracking things along means that the first day was always going to be a monster early start, late finish. But the thing is, I'm just not feeling tired. It's bizarre. I suppose the adrenaline's keeping me going. But I thought I'd be exhausted. Obviously my legs are exhausted, but I'm not actually exhausted. I'm still learning about this video diary nonsense. I think I've got quite a bit. I'm just looking at the screen. I seem to have quite a bit of a tan. Oh. So this is the map that sums up today's adventure. Just brilliant day, epic day, absolutely amazing day. Wade into the water at the end of the run, so a big run to get all the way up to that point. Not quite a marathon today. I think I was a mile short of a marathon today, but I don't really care. And I think that's 64 for the total for the 2 days. There's a few people out there that know I'm not very good at numbers, so 39 plus 25, that's 64. So 64 miles for the 2 days, quite pleased with that. It's a little shy of where I would have liked to, ideally 70, but I'll just have to do 6 extra tomorrow maybe. But yes, the it's been quite funny, this whole thing with watching out for injuries. My main injury at the end of day 2 is jellyfish stings. Just like nettles, really. They're not so painful. It just feels like nettle stings, but it's incredible. I'm running all this way. Muscles are feeling okay. Legs are feeling okay. A few twinges now and again. A few little issues, but yeah, the thing that's bothering me the most is my jellyfish stings around my ankle. So as I say, 4 miles off target. I'm happy with that, really. And that means that day 3 tomorrow, apart from the extra 4 that I've got to do, is the East Island Way. That's kind of I forget all the names, but sort of from Fort William, Speenbridge, Inverlair, I think, heading up towards Lagan. But looking at the mileage, I'm not sure what I'll manage tomorrow. I also just wanted to say that big thank you to everyone for supporting the page, comments, likes, shares, all this nonsense of the modern world. It is massively appreciated. Really is keeping me going, and it's nice to know that there's people out there sort of willing me on and keeping an eye on what's happening. It definitely makes a difference. As I said, I know I've not necessarily replied to things, but it's just haven't had the time. Just been quite busy. I'm trying to post things to keep you up to date, but that's really all I've got time for. Sort of take a quick picture, try and post it, and then on. And obviously the reason for no updates on day 1 was there was no signal. So things are getting a bit better. I believe the signal gets a bit weaker up towards Aviemore, so we might hit a black spot again, but fingers crossed not. So all good. Many thanks for your support, and it's probably nearly 1 o'clock now, so I really should go to bed. 4 hours sleep is nuts. Oh, and just to say, because of the success of today, I've been celebrating in my own little way. There we go. It's important. So, yeah, doing well. It's going well.